Hey Nate, how's the transition been for you to Nebraska?
Yeah, it's been great. I worked with Fred for 6 years. You know, his last 2 years at Iowa State, and I went with him to the Bulls. So, on a personal level, that's been easy. You know, the year and a half that we were apart, really, as soon as I got here, it was just like it was yesterday. So, and we had stayed in contact throughout, even the time when I was still in Chicago and he was here. So, from that standpoint, obviously, when you already know your boss, you're speaking the same language. I mean, he's a friend, he's a mentor, he's all those things. So that part was easy. I have a little familiarity with Lincoln. My sister lived in Lincoln. I actually applied to 3 schools, Nebraska being one of them. So it's not like it's a foreign place to me. You know, it's just it's something on a personal level. It was just nice to be back in the gym, working with the guys, building relationships, and I'm just excited about the direction we're heading and looking forward to each and every day.
You had your first workouts with your guys here just recently. I mean, what do you think of kind of the hand of players you've inherited?
Yeah, we had in April, I actually had probably 3-4 weeks with the returners, so the 6 guys that played some minutes this year: Derek Eduardo, Trey Latt, Kobe, and I might be missing one, and then Trevor's obviously hurt right now. So I got a good chance to get a head start with those guys, and I thought April was really good. I watched pretty much all the games this year, so I had a little familiarity, but it's always different when you're teaching, when you're coaching them. So, and I thought they were great. And what's happened is now we started our 8 weeks of summer workouts last Thursday. So, you know, we've had essentially 4 different workouts, and now the new guys are here too. So it's been neat to see how the returners even retain some of the stuff we did in the spring, and getting a chance to build relationships with these new kids as well has been fun. And I would say each and every one of them, you know, it's been good. They're attentive, they're trying, and they're picking things up. So that's all you can ask for.
You got a lot of high-profile prospects coming in. What's the pitch to get them interested and bring them to Lincoln?
Yeah, I think you know, outside looking in, if I'm just like I said, I'm a little biased. I grew up in Iowa, so I know some of the good things about the university myself. But I mean, your facilities are off the charts here. The fan interest is off the charts here. The support is all there. I think when you look at Coach Hoiberg and his pedigree, what he's been able to do at the college level already, and being able to be on the other side of it in the NBA, and be able to speak to recruits and be able to speak to players, like not like that's some foreign place. No, he's lived it as a player. He's been a front office person, and he's been a coach. I mean, that speaks to a lot of young players if they have those aspirations. Matt Abdelmassi is a proven recruiter. He's done it for years. He did it. I worked with Matt as well at Iowa State, and then he has a track record at St. John's, and it just carries over here. I think in our situation, obviously, you know, Coach kind of took the job a little late, so you're putting together a roster quick that first year, and then last year was just a kind of a wonky year in general. So, but it's been good. You know, what happens is the longer that you're here, like people feel that, and the people are what recruit as well. And I think the recruits, even the people we've had in June, you know, the players start to recruit themselves, and I think, I mean, we don't hide anything. We treat people the right way. We try to get them better, and we try to help them meet their dreams and goals.
This month has brought a big change as far as the contact you can have with players, every sport. But for basketball, what kind of a sense of energy and excitement have you felt around the program in times where you're able to start bringing kids back to campus and have them interact with you guys and the current players?
Well, I mean, people in general are just excited, I think, to get back to the normalcy. I can only speak from my time from April to now, but obviously outside looking in, the fact that, you know, high school kids weren't able to go to campuses, that's a big deal. That's a big part of recruiting, is seeing the school you're going to go to, meeting the people, not just via Zoom and via phone calls and things like that. So, just that personal interaction. You know, the floodgates have been open essentially across the country in June, just with everything opened up. And I would say, obviously, if you just look, we've been busy ourselves, just like everybody else, and it's been a fun time. I mean, you have that, but you also, the first weekend, you also have your new players moving in and things like that too. And some of those kids never even visited campus. That was the first time that they stepped on. So a lot of moving parts, but at the end of the day, you know, that's what we're here for, is to build these relationships and help these kids, and it's been exciting.
What's been your read on Bryce McGowens?
Very talented, you know, fits the profile of what those upper echelon players look like. Obviously, just from an eye test standpoint, I think the thing that stood out to me personally is, you know, he's pretty cerebral too. He's asked the right questions. It's not a talking to him, like he wants it, and he's receptive to it, and it's important to him. This is not just a guy that has a lot of talent that it's come easy to, which can happen. This is a young man who really has some high, lofty goals for himself, and to his credit, has taken advantage of some of the people in our program to try and hopefully help him reach those goals.
Nebraska had some of the best high school seniors that they've ever had. I know winning's part of it. What's the key to keeping some of these guys in state, keeping them home?
Yeah, it's just, again, relationships. Nebraska in general has all the parts to be a successful basketball program, and I think just the more that locally people see us have success and see people grow from here, that's going to start to just keep recruiting itself. And I mean, Fred's the type of guy that's always going to have an interest in the local market as well, and we're going to make sure that we look under every rock and exhaust every option to put ourselves in having the best roster possible.
A lot of age likeness legislation coming down the line. In your experience, how important is that to recruits, and how can that kind of shift in the landscape help Nebraska basketball?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of uncharted territory for everybody, obviously, right? I mean, you know, we're learning about it as well. You know, we're waiting still to see exactly what it's going to look like coming down from the NCAA. I think in our situation, obviously with Open Doors being right in town, that's at least helped us to have a few of the answers to the test, or at least get ahead of everything, so that way we can be as prepared as possible. I think, just like anything, I think anytime there's a switch, there's going to be some pros and there's going to be some cons to it. Look at the transfers, look at how anytime there's any sort of change, you know, change can be good or change can be rough, and I think my opinion, the best thing to do is embrace that it's happening and get ahead of it, which I think our staff has done. And you know, with that, I think we have a unique situation, obviously, here in Nebraska. I mean, Nebraska athletics is the main show in town, and we have a very passionate fan base and people that care about our student athletes. And at the end of the day, doing what's best for the student athletes is I know what our staff is always about.